Hi, so let's write the code for this problem in which we need to find the first occurrence of a given key. So as I discussed, we will have two things. One would be a base case and one would be a recursive case. So what we are doing in every step, we are reducing the problem size by 1. So initially the problem contains n elements, and if we get a problem in which 0 elements are left, that means we are at the end of the array. So in that case, the element is not found and we can simply return -1. Okay. And in the recursive case, what we discussed, we will check at the 0th index of the current array whether the element is present. If it is not present, then we will make a recursive call for the remaining part. So I can check if array of 0 contains the key, then that means I can simply return 0 to my parent, or to the function from where I am called. If it is not the case, then we will do a recursive search. I can say the sub answer, the sub index, or maybe sub index, the index in the smaller array is going to be the first occurrence of that element in the array that starts from array plus 1, and it contains n minus 1 elements, and the value of key is equal to key. Okay, and this sub index can be -1 for some cases. So if sub index is not equal to -1, that means the element was present. Then you will return an answer that is nothing but sub index plus 1. So whatever is returned by the sub problem, you should add 1 to it. If it is not the case, then you should return -1. That's it. And first we will run the code, and then we will go through the try run how this code is working. So if you go through this code, it's quite logical. It's according to the logic that we have just discussed in the last lecture. So if I now run this code, that is recursive search, let me build the code first, and it says the element 7 is present at the third index. So I'm searching for 7 and it is present at 0 1 2 3. Maybe if I put an element here, then the answer should be 4. Okay. Yes, the answer is changing. That means it is working perfectly fine. Now let me just go through once how this code is working. So I will just try to explain you once more. Let's say you have this array 1 3 5 8 7 6 2, and rest of the elements we are not bothered about. So what happens is, in the beginning, this is your array, then you have n. So n is whatever, let's say we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 elements, let's say, and let's say the key is also let's say key is 8. We are looking for the element 8. So now in the first call, n is not 0, so we come here, array of zeros is not equal to key, nothing happens. We make a function call on the recursive function, and we pass the array starts from array plus 1, so we pass the address of this element. Okay, so the entire array is passed, but so basically when we are doing this function calls, we are passing this address of the array. So we are telling, okay, the address of the array is this. So when we say this is now new ARR, when you do ARR of 0 for this call, it would become the array of 0 would be now 3. Okay, so we have this 3 5 8 7 6 2. Then we say, okay, this is not equal to key, so we make another function call to get the sub index. Okay, so right now we don't know what is the sub index, so this is not known. We make another call to get the sub index from this call, because what happens is 5 is not equal to key, so you make another call and the code is paused at line number 15. So again 5 is not equal to the key 8, so we make another call on this array 7 6 2, and when we pass this as an array, okay, when we pass the address of 8 as the base address, then we see array of 0 is equal to key. So at this point array of 0 is 8, and that is equal to our key, and we return 0. So this basically tells this sub index should be 0, and we check if this sub index is not equal to -1, we will return 1. So this sub index becomes 0 plus 1, and it is returned to this call. And this now checks this sub index is not equal to -1, so it becomes 1 plus 1, that is 2. So it is returned to this one. This function also checks that, okay, I don't know what is the sub index, but it is coming out to be 2, which is not equal to -1. So it returns 2 plus 1, that is equal to 3. So you can check in this call, the index of the array is 0 1 2. The index of 8 is 3. This is how we are able to propagate the answer back to the main. So I hope this function is now clear, and that's all for this lecture.